Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 2 is going to show us all what it really looks like to have an aging action superstar in the lead in the way that fans want. You may not get that out of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, and audiences may be turned off, but guess what? There is a new sheriff in town. His name is Tom Cruise, and he is on one heck of an encore performance when it comes to his career. We're coming off of Top Gun Maverick, and now, look out folks, here he comes again. All right, and we are back again with another video aiming for excellence here on the WDW Pro channel. We endeavor to explain entertainment, keep you ahead of the culture curve, and we come with good tidings of great joy, which shall be to everyone who enjoys movies. Paulie from the Latino Slant is here to tell us all about Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. He has seen the film, yet he is still under embargo and cannot give us his complete review until that lifts. Jonas J. Campbell is also joining us. He is an investigative reporter for ThatParkPlace.com. Paulie, you've seen the film. You've seen Indy. Give us some comparisons to the hang on. Give us a comparison to the two films. How do they stack up against each other? And I want to preface this question also by saying, Paulie, that Grace Randolph, she's a big fan. She watches everything we do here, but she says that Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny and Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning are very similar. And she compares the two female leads as being very similar. Do you agree or disagree with that assessment?
I mean, from what you've told me out of context, I'd have to see like her video, or I don't know what it is. Yes and no. Yes and no. Because it
how yes and how no.
Right. Well, yes, in the sense of like on paper, it's an older leading actor with a younger British actress who becomes part of the action, part of the story. So that's, I think, where the similarities end.
Well, that's about 1 inch deep. So
well, hey, I'm trying to be. I kind of laughed with that reaction because you know how I feel about both films. So,
right.
yeah.
Well, okay. So let's get into that.
Right. So
if people don't enjoy Dial of Destiny, are they going to enjoy perhaps Mission Impossible 7?
Oh, 100%. 100%. Before I go into kind of like some, big, non-spoiler, reaction to the movie as a whole, Haley Atwell is captivating in this film.
Oh, in this film, not just in life.
In life, period, right? I might be a little biased. I'm a big fan, but that being said, let's go to the role of Grace. That's the name of the role. Can compare it to Helena Shaw. You got a character that doesn't put down the lead, is a trickster, but there's purpose. There's an arc, and there's redemption. There's even with yeah.
Well, finish that thought, and then I want to take this into a new direction that I've never heard. At least I have yet to hear on other channels. This question I want to ask you.
Okay, and with Grace, she doubts herself constantly in this movie, and it's Ethan that believes in her. Right, and I can't. I think that's probably the line there of. Yeah. Then I'll go into spoilers, so I don't want to cross that line. But that does not happen organically, in a believable way, in a likable way, in Indiana Jones at all.
Indiana Jones. If I have seen it now, and I do believe that Helena Shaw does drag Indiana Jones along by the end of the film.
Literally.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the way I want my hero to go out. But, bloodied, shot, and knocked out, baby.
Let me tell you, that does not happen in Mission Impossible at all.
And you've had to see that twice, Paulie. You're a masochist, sir. You went and saw Indy twice. You're a real trooper.
Well, if we want to talk about that for a second, the purpose was like, okay, I want to see a real audience react to it, because I was in an audience.
Oh, come on, Paulie. You know, if you want to see torture, I mean, we can go to certain wards and hospitals, or we can, you know, there are places to go if you want to see that sort of pain.
Right. It was pleasure and pain in that audience. I will say, you know, but you know, most of the people, you know, who we saw it with for the first time, thought it was boring. There was a couple people that did like it. I didn't put them down. I was like, all right, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
How full was the theater, Paulie?
It was packed because it's one of the premier theaters in Los Angeles at this point. The Burbank AMC.
Question number 2: Did you get any applause at the end of the film in the theater?
Yes and no. We got the nostalgic applause for Karen Allen.
So let's hop back into then
on Golden Pond.
Yeah,
let's hop back into the Mission Impossible side of this.
Okay.
And here's the question I have not heard asked yet. Paulie, perhaps you've been asked this many times, but I'm interested in the question here. When we compare Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 to Top Gun Maverick, which film is better?
What did you just say? Oh, Top
Gun Maverick versus Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning.
I mean, so okay, it's a Part 1. That's kind of not fair because it really is a Part 1.
Is it on par with the same quality of Top Gun Maverick?
Oh yeah, quality.
Okay.
Top Gun, you know, is a watershed moment, right? And so it's really a perfect film for its genre and for being a Part 2 from 30 years in the past or however long it was. But Dead Reckoning Part 1 is a great first part. It's my favorite action film of the year so far.
That's high praise because John Wick 4 was during this year too.
Correct. And the thing that's different for me with Wick in this is that there was a lot more diverse characters, men and women, that you cared about.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, you know, Wick was more of the lone samurai, lone Ronin, with going up against Donnie Yen. I felt it was a little too much, you know, John Wick in the stairs, John Wick in traffic, John Wick. It was great. Don't get me wrong, I loved it. But this was really there was actually also too, there was a lot of appropriate humor.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
So, Paulie, you're not allowed to review the film. You can't tell us, you know, is it a 5 out of 10, a 7 out of 10, a 10 out of 10?
Mm-hmm.
But let's put it this way. As you exited the theater, how happy were you following that film?
Oh, yeah. So happy. Was blown away. Kind of just, you know, processing just what I saw as far as just some of the action sequences. Because Tom Cruise wants you to know it's Tom Cruise doing it. And he's the man. He's the man. Then also, too, my takeaway with those things that I told you, unexpected humor in the right parts, the new characters that we got introduced to, along with the OG characters, perfect, man, perfect.
Well, it seems to me that you're ecstatic about the movie. I am very much now looking forward to going and seeing it. Jonas, you had a thought on this one?
Oh, no, I started to want to ask if a certain character showed up, and then I realized, well, that would be a spoiler, so I can't ask yet.
Well, we can say, I'm sorry, WD.
No, go ahead, Paulie.
Well, we can say as far as who the bad guys are, because those are you know, have been spoiled. It's, you know, with Isai Morales playing Gabriel, who is a global terrorist. Palm Clementif is Paris, his French assassin. Oh my God. These guys were amazing. And not just their action, right? But in their moments where they're not fighting. See, that's the difference too with John Wick, right? Is that what a great character. This is probably one of the greatest Isai Morales characters in decades on film. Decades.
Awesome. He's great.
Yeah.
Paulie, let's wrap it up here. Well, Go ahead, Jonas.
No, you go ahead, bro.
Paulie, let's wrap it up here with this question. This is back-to-back summer blockbusters from Tom Cruise where he owns the summer. Some people are talking about superhero fatigue, that perhaps that genre that has owned Hollywood like like the Westerns did in the 50s and 60s. Perhaps it's coming to a close. And maybe the one who's bringing it to a close is Tom Cruise with a return to many of these practical effects and real-life stunts. In the film, what are some of the best stunts that you saw? What are some of the best action sequences, if you can describe them even in generalities?
Okay, in generalities, the Palm Clementif and Tom Cruise skinny alley scene, which has been shown in the trailers, and there's been photos of that. It's a long alley, very tight. Like, you know, I would say the width of the alley is 10 feet. Right? Incredible. Also too incredible because there is a very important character change that happens in that fight scene. Okay. Then you go grand with the train sequence. From Tom Cruise fighting Isa Morales on top of the train to the things that you've seen in the trailer that happens inside the train. It is a relentless. I mean, it is not quick, right? That's another thing with this film. It really takes its time with a lot of this action. It kind of keeps topping itself.
Does it end better than it begins?
I mean, it's a cliffhanger. So, you know, yes and no,
it accelerates. Right? That's I guess what I'm asking is, Indiana Jones starts off strong, or at least as strong as it can, and then it diminishes, you know, severely over time.
Severely, yeah.
Is this a film where you walk out at the end and you're like, man, that was a great, even if it's a cliffhanger, that's a great way to stop. I can't wait to see the next one.
Couldn't wait. You know, once I was hooked, especially with Atwell's character coming in, I would say within the first hour, you know, like it really takes off. But great beginning. That being said, you got your classic Mission Impossible kind of like you know, bait and switch in a good way, you know, with the characters. And you're ready. That's what me and Chris Gore were saying when we got out. Where's part 2? I just want to see it right now.
That's
awesome. A great sign.
Yeah.
I'm already buying 2 tickets. This one and the next.
Yeah.
Fantastic stuff. Well, Paulie, I look forward to your full review once the embargo is lifted. I appreciate you coming on the channel to talk to us about it. And Paulie, where can people find you on this great, big, beautiful web out there?
Yeah, the Latino Slant. You guys have been amazing. All the new WDW Pro followers. You guys have been subscribing. I really appreciate y'all. Come and check us out. We've got interviews, got reviews, all that good stuff.
That's right, folks. If you're not yet subscribed to the Latino Slant, you are missing out on excellent content. Make sure to go over there and click that button. And Jonas, where can people find you?
You can find me following Paulie, because that's what I want to do here. I want to shout out Paulie because, man, this guy's awesome. I do have a Twitter and I do have a YouTube, and you can find those online. But, man, I really appreciate you coming on, Paulie, especially on short notice. You're the man.
Oh, Paulie is a man of many hats, and every one of them tremendous.
Yeah.
All right, folks, that is a wrap for the conversation, but the commentary begins. Drop one down below. Tell us what you think. We covet your comments. We care about your thoughts. And if you like content like this, consider clicking the like button, share, subscribe, and that notification bell. When you click it, you stick it to the algorithms. Folks, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
Floral, it's time for you to walk the plank.
What? Why?
Because you haven't subscribed to WDW Pro yet. Nor bookmark thatparkplace.com on your web browser to get great articles from great contributors.
What?
Make sure to catch the Pro Show Thursdays 5 to 7 Eastern Time. Entertainment Explained, The Culture Curve Conquered, live with Pro and all his friends.